Hello guys, Bean here and I'm back with another video, and today I have r/relationships. So this is just relationships and issues people have with their relationships. I guess that's all you can say. Let's get right into the video. My bio grandpa, ATM, is acting extremely inappropriate towards me, 20F, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable. What action should I take as he is non-responsive to my warnings? My bio-grandpa was finally introduced to me when I was around 18 through a Facebook request after my dad stopped me from getting into contact with him until then. He was and still is estranged from the majority of the family as he was a serial cheater, alcoholic, and would beat my grandma and the kids black and blue. My grandma left with the 3 kids and no money, fleeing him. This was 50 years ago. He was a serial womanizer, bringing a different woman for each visitation, using, and still uses, prostitutes very often, some around my age. He has gotten 7 to 8 women pregnant and has been kicked out of 4 families that he had. He was also in a motorbike gang. He now lives completely alone, with no one there for him as all of the family he had, or created, has cut him off. I have never met him in person as he lives in another country in another continent. I am pretty sure he is a sex addict. He has accidentally posted porn on his Facebook multiple times. I had to block him on Instagram because all he followed were porn accounts, and even Hugh Hefner. Things were okay for a bit, but he started getting weird with me. He has gotten more weird every year I've gotten older. He started commenting on my pictures and sending me messages, referring to me as femme fatale. I tried brushing this off. He would continue to make weird, questionable comments about my pictures to me in chat. Then he sent me a picture saying, "This is what I want for my birthday," and it was a picture of a sports car with a woman showing her backside and cleavage, like some hooker. I expressed disgust for this, and he told me to lighten up and take a joke. He then insulted my mother and said, "I love Chinese women. She's Chinese," and posted a picture of a Thai hooker wearing a mini dress and stockings. I was disgusted again, and my mother was deeply offended. This was when my dad started telling me to block him. I felt guilty for his living situation and the fact I was the only grandchild on that side of the family in contact with him, so I gave him another chance. Months go by until he sends me a request to join this group on Facebook. I open the request and I kid you not, it is a group full of photos of hot women with their cleavage out and borderline pornographic images, if not that. I tried to ignore it and brush it off as a mistake, but he kept sending invites. He sent another today. This can't be a mistake at this point. Why would a father send a request to his granddaughter to join this group? I just feel so guilty if I cut him off because he has no one. Although he did physically abuse my grandma, my dad, and his siblings, although he goes around using prostitutes my age, I feel like I opened up my heart to give him another chance at reconnecting with the family, and I feel betrayed. I feel like he sees me as a sex object, disgustingly. So, how do I go about this relationship? The last time I confronted him, he told me to take a joke. My dad was arguing with me today because he told me to block him immediately and I didn't want to. Well, that's a bit of a doozy one. In my opinion, you just block them. You gave them a chance and they just blew it. But you can just tell this person doesn't want to do that. So all I guess you can do is be firm with your boundaries, and if they don't respect it, either accept it or block them. But I still say block them. Tell me what you guys would do in the comments below. On the 2nd year anniversary of finding out my 34F boyfriend, now fiance 37M, cheated on me. We are supposed to be moving in together and now I'm feeling sick again. We had been living together for 2.5 years when I was randomly contacted by a woman. She was angry because apparently she had been sleeping with my boyfriend a couple of months prior and he made her promises and then broke up with her. She found out about me and called me. We had been going through a rocky time in our relationship, but I definitely didn't think he was sleeping with another woman. I was so upset and angry that I moved out. I took my things and went to live with my sister, and have been there ever since. I left a lot of my stuff at our place, but didn't see him again for several weeks. We got together to talk, and then we just slowly slid back into a relationship. We talk a lot about the infidelity. I do love him, and I do believe he loves me, and we want to be together, so we both worked hard to get past it. He proposed to me a couple of weeks ago, and I said yes. We did discuss moving back in together. I'm supposed to be moving in this weekend. It's been 2 years. But my dilemma. Today is the 2nd-year anniversary of when the other woman called me and flipped my life upside down. Since that happened, I've still struggled with intimacy. We've only had sex a handful of times, and it's been very difficult for me. Plus, I just feel numb ever since it happened. 2 years. We did participate in some couple counselling about a year and a half ago, and I thought maybe seeing a sex therapist when they are able to see clients again in my area might help. But on the 2nd-year anniversary, I woke up feeling extreme anxiety and almost dread, like I'll be making the biggest mistake of my life moving back in with him. Could this be due to the anniversary of a traumatic event, or should I be worried that I still feel this way 2 years later? In my opinion for this, all you can really do is talk to the guy and try to understand your feelings, because it's kind of not fair on him. I know he cheated, but if you can't get over this, you're kind of just playing him along, and not only him, worst of all, you're playing on yourself. If you don't think you can get over it, you're just kind of sabotaging the relationship, and once you're engaged, or that fiance, if you get married, that's even more legal issues. So I just say talk to him and then find a resolution, and if you can't, split ways. Might suck, but better to hurt it now than make it worse later. My mom is trying to set me up with a guy I friend-zoned. So I, 19F, had a male friend, 19M, confessed to me like a year ago, and I made it very clear back then that I only see him as a friend and can't imagine a romantic relationship with him. We agreed to stay friends, even though things have kind of been awkward ever since. We're not close enough to hang out outside of school, but he is close friends with my little brother, 18M, and they voice chat with each other like every day. So my little brother found out about us not too long ago. Anyways, my brother told my mum that I friend-zoned his friend, and because I've never dated anyone before, she now is trying to convince me that I should give him a chance, but I'm just not interested. Don't I get a say in this? He drives me home from school occasionally, but he specified that he does it because we are friends, and I'm not the only person he drives out. Today he drove me home again and picked up my little brother to hang out. While he was waiting for my brother, my mum came home and greeted him with, "Oh, there's my future son-in-law." Luckily, I was already in my room by then, but just hearing this made me so uncomfortable. I'll try to talk to her later, but I already know that she won't listen to a thing I say. She never considers my feelings, and it sucks. If my brother wasn't friends with him, I could just avoid all of this, but their friendship is none of my business. It's just that I tried my best to set boundaries between us to stay friends, but my mum is just messing things up even more. What if he gains confidence from this? I wouldn't want to turn him down another time. TLDR. A guy whose confession I rejected is friends with my little brother, and my mum is trying to set us up now, despite me making it very clear that I'm not interested. Edit. I learned that the word friend zone has a more negative meaning than I thought. It doesn't really apply in this case then. English obviously isn't my first language. First of all, I have to say English is my first language before someone comments, I don't know English and I don't know how to read. I'm just a poor reader. And their English is very good. I wouldn't be able to tell because the typing was pretty great. Anyways, as for this, It's a bit hard. All you can really do is have a serious conversation with your mum and say you don't like her. No, don't like him, not her. Well, actually, I don't like how she's acting either. But I don't really blame the mum. The mum's point of view is probably, my daughter hasn't dated anyone and she needs to try to, you know how like parents try to force you to eat your vegetables, so in case you like them, or to try new things so you can say at least you tried. But then if you really don't want to, the parents can't force you. At the end of the day, it's your choice. Live life. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely comment what would you do in these scenarios.